When a celebrity gives birth, photos of the family and their new bundle of joy are plastered on magazine covers and newspapers and are the top stories on entertainment news. After the first photo, many celebrities avoid posting pictures of their children, and we don't get a chance to see them growing up. If you're wondering what your favorite star's kids look like today, you're about to find out. Julia Roberts' daughter, Hazel. Julia Roberts gave birth to her daughter, Hazel, in 2014. She's the pretty woman's oldest daughter and kept her out of the public eye until she was 12. When Hazel stepped back into the spotlight, fans saw what a fantastic upbringing Hazel had and the incredible values her parents instilled in her. The star's daughter donated her hair to Wigs for Kids, which is a big deal for a young girl. Judging by these photos, Hazel inherited her mother's beauty. Katie Holmes' daughter, Suri. Suri Cruise is the daughter of Hollywood actors Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise. Suri was born in 2006, and shortly after she was born, her parents went through an ugly divorce. Katie and her daughter aren't Scientologists, and according to reports, Tom hasn't spent time alone with his daughter in years. Katie mostly tries to keep her daughter out of the limelight, and we don't know much about her personal life. We know the teen is a fashion icon and has a closet full of clothes worth over $3 million. Janet Jackson's son, Isa. Janet Jackson gave birth to her son Isa in 2017 when she was 50. The singer separated from her son's father shortly after he was born, and she became a single mother. Janet tends to be relatively private about her life, but on several occasions the multi-award winner shared that her son has music in his veins. Janet says she hopes he makes the right choices, and who knows, he could be the one to carry the Jackson family legacy and could become the new king of pop one day. Brad Pitt's daughter, Shiloh Jolie Pitt. Brad Pitt is the father of 6 children, and Shiloh is his first biological child. After her birth, the media went into a frenzy, hoping to be the first news outlet to post a photo. When Shiloh was younger, she dressed like a boy, which her parents allowed her to do. Now that Brad's daughter's a teenager, she started dressing more like a girl, and she's an actress, TV personality, model, and dancer. What do you expect when her parents are 2 of the most beautiful people on the planet? Magic Johnson's son, Andre. Magic Johnson has 3 children, and Andre's the oldest. The NBA star's son was born in 1981, and his mother is Magic's ex, Melissa Mitchell. Andre chose not to lead a Hollywood lifestyle and kept things low-key. Today, Andre hosts a podcast called Please Elaborate and has 2 children, making Magic a grandfather. The NBA legend's son loves watching basketball and spending time with his family. Patrick Swayze's son, Jason Whittle. Jason's baby pictures weren't all over magazines, and his birth wasn't big news because the former NFL star had no idea who his father was. Jason's mother, Bonnie Kay, finally told her son who his father was and admitted he was conceived due to a one-night stand. Bonnie told Jason about his paternity just before she died. Patrick tried to deny Jason's claim, but a DNA test proved that Bonnie was telling Jason the truth. Today, Jason's a real estate agent and believes he has the legal right to some of the late actor's inheritance, but the case still hasn't been settled in court. Sandra Bullock's son, Lewis. Sandra Bullock had a fantastic career, was married to Jesse James, and believed her world was perfect. The only thing missing was a child, and she adopted Lewis in 2010. Shortly after her award-winning role in The Blind Side, Sandra found out her husband was cheating, and the couple divorced 5 years after they were married. But Sandra chose to move forward with the adoption. In 2015, Layla joined the family, and Brian Randall, Sandra's better half, is an excellent stepfather to the children. Sandra does her best to spend as much time as possible with her children, and she's an amazing mother. Mariska Hargitay's son, August. Mariska Hargitay and her husband Peter have 3 children, and August is the oldest, born in August 2006. Soon after, the couple expanded their family and adopted 2 children. August is the spitting image of his mother and is 16 years old today. The Law & Order SVU star hopes that August will find another path and won't follow in his mother's footsteps in the industry. Meghan Markle's son, Archie. Meghan Markle's relationship with Prince Harry was news, and their marriage was a major news story worldwide. When Meghan gave birth to the couple's first child, Archie, the media couldn't wait to hear everything about the delivery and get the first photos of the royal heir. The couple decided to leave royal life when Archie was born and felt the same after Meghan gave birth to their daughter, Lilibet. The famous couple doesn't post pictures of their children often, but the media goes into a frenzy when they do. Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Patrick. Patrick has been in the public eye most of his life, thanks to his famous parents, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver. Patrick practiced acting with his father for years, and by the age of 10 he landed a small role in the movie The Benchwarmers. Patrick had supporting roles in many films and landed his first leading role in 2018 film Midnight Sun. Arnold's son has been compared to him a lot over the years, and Patrick doesn't seem to mind at all. Clint Eastwood's son, Scott. Clint Eastwood is a household name and rose to fame with his role in The Man with No Name in the mid-1960s. Scott is Clint's son with Jocelyn Reeves and followed in his famous father's footsteps. When he was 28, he landed a role in The Longest Ride, and then in 2016's Suicide Squad. Elizabeth Hurley's son, Damien. Elizabeth Hurley gave birth to her son, Damien Charles, in 2002. Damien has a few famous godfathers, including Hugh Grant, Elton John, David Beckham, and Dennis Leary. Elizabeth wanted many people in her son's life to be sure he'd always be looked after. Today, Damien's 20 years old, and thanks to his mother's great genes, he's a model. In 2018, he was signed by the Test Management Modeling Agency and is incredibly handsome. Dennis Quaid's son, Jack. When Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid were married, they were Hollywood's it couple. Meg gave birth to the couple's only son, Jack, in 1991, and they lived happily as a family until the year 2000 when the couple separated. A year later, the divorce was final, and Jack went through a lot during the divorce. Despite this, Jack still has a great relationship with his parents and followed in their footsteps. The famous couple's son landed major roles in The Hunger Games and Vinyl, and most recently landed a lead in Amazon's hit show, The Boys. Lionel Richie's daughter, Sophia. Sophia is the youngest of Lionel Richie and Diane Alexander's two children and was born in August 1998. Sophia started modeling when she was 14 and got her first contract with the swimwear company Mary Grace Swim when she was 15. The famous couple's daughter's career has skyrocketed, and she's modeled for well-known brands such as Tommy Hilfiger and Chanel. Sophia became a household name after dating reality TV star Kourtney Kardashian's ex, Scott Disick, who was much older than her. The couple broke up a few years ago, and the breakup didn't affect her modeling career. Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Ice Cube's son, O'Shea, is the spitting image of his father and followed in his footsteps, becoming a rapper and an actor. O'Shea looks so much like his famous father that he portrayed his NWA rapper turned actor in the 2015 film Straight Outta Compton, which was about Ice Cube's time with the rap group in the 80s. O'Shea also starred in many other movies, including Den of Thieves and Ingrid Goes West. Courtney Cox's daughter, Coco Arquette. Courtney Cox and David Arquette met while filming the horror movie Scream. After they married, Courtney gave birth to the couple's first and only child, Coco Arquette, named after her mother. Coco's godmother is Courtney's friend's co-star, Jennifer Aniston. Although Courtney and David's marriage didn't last, their main focus was on co-parenting their daughter. Today, Coco is following in her famous parents' footsteps and has starred in a musical theater and on-screen. And she's gorgeous, just like her mother. Brad Pitt's son, Knox. Brad Pitt's son turns 13 and looks just like his dad. Knox Jolie Pitt is Brad's only biological son, born on July 12, 2008, and he has a twin sister, Vivian. Although his parents are no longer together, Brad co-parents with his ex and is involved in his son's life. Knox enjoys spending time with his siblings and is into martial arts. Maybe one day he'll follow in his famous father's footsteps. O.J. Simpson's daughter, Sydney. Sydney is the youngest of O.J. Simpson's 5 children. Sadly, her upbringing wasn't easy after her mother was murdered in 1991 and her father was accused of the crime. Although most people knew he was guilty, a jury acquitted the former football star, but he later went to jail for years after holding a few men hostage to retrieve his memorabilia. Sydney managed to stay out of the spotlight during her father's trial and for the most of her life. The former football star's daughter graduated from Boston University and lives in St. Petersburg, Florida, where she runs Simpsy LLC, a limited liability company. Sydney lived with her grandparents during the trial and moved to Florida to live with O.J. when she was younger. Jim Carrey's daughter, Jane. Jane is the daughter of Jim Carrey and his ex-wife, Marissa Warmer, born in 1987. Jim wanted his daughter to have a great childhood and kept her far from the cameras and lights in Hollywood. Jane was seen at some red carpet events, but her father chose to keep her away from that chaos that Hollywood can bring. Jane tried out for American Idol in 2012, but her nerves resulted in a shaky performance, and the funny man's daughter was rejected. Jane wasn't down for too long because she landed a deal to sing the soundtrack of her father's movie Dumb and Dumber 2, and she's grown into a gorgeous woman. Steve Irwin's daughter, Bindi. Steve Irwin and his wife Terry welcomed a daughter into the world on July 24, 1998, and they named her Bindi. The crocodile hunter's daughter grew up surrounded by all kinds of animals, and the whole family was often featured on the show. Sadly, Bindi's dad died after being stung by a stingray when he was 8. Steve's daughter wanted to carry on his legacy and continued working with animals. Today, she has her own series, Crikey, It's the Irwins, and appeared on the 21st season of Dancing with the Stars. She's also completing a Certificate 3 in tourism and works hard to keep her father's legacy alive. Dog the Bounty Hunter's daughter, Lissa. Dog the Bounty Hunter has a daughter, Lissa Chapman, aka Little Lissa, with his third wife, Lissa Ray Britton. She starred with her father in his reality show for years and struggled before being on TV. She got pregnant when she was 14, and in 2011, she was arrested for assaulting a police officer and criminal property damage. Fortunately, Lissa overcame her adversities, and when her stepmother, Beth, died, she managed to hold it together and didn't go back to her wild ways. Anna Nicole Smith's daughter, Danielle Lynn Burkhead. Danielle Lynn's early life wasn't easy. She was born on September 7, 2006, and her big brother Danny died of a drug overdose 3 days after she was born. Danny's death caused Anna to spiral, and between dealing with her son's death and her daughter's paternity, she started abusing prescription drugs. Danielle Lynn's mother died on February 8, 2007, just 5 months after she was born, and the cause of death was combined drug intoxication. When Nicole died, she was the center of a custody battle between her late mother's lawyer and former lover, Howard K. Stern, and the man who turned out to be her biological father, Larry Burkhead. When DNA proved Larry was the little girl's father, he got full custody. Today, Danielle Lynn is 16 years old, following in her mother's footsteps and acting and modeling. She even modeled for Guess Children's Line, the same company her mother modeled for when she was alive.